Hey YouTube, it's MinnesotaEric. So today I got to check the valve lash on my RZR. It's got well over 200 hours and it's getting just a little hard to start when it's really cold out. And so I'm thinking maybe the valve lash is getting a little heavy here, and it's retarding the timing because of that lash, making it harder and harder to start. That's why valve lash matters on these engines. As it gets bigger, it retards the timing, making it harder to start. Anyway, got to take this off, got to take all this Tupperware off on the side, the fender's got to come off, and eventually we'll get at the valve cover, and suddenly that's where it's like, geez, that's the hollowed ground. That's where we want to be to check the valve lash. The easy part. The hard part is getting all the Tupperware off. So let's get to it, eh? Where'd the pin, Mark, where'd the, what? I'd let him use one tool and he hauls off with the bit that worked. And then he just chased off to get a flashlight, which is a good idea, but. I'm going to assign you the duty, figure out how to get both these seats somehow out, and then down.
Do we have to get them out?
Yeah, no, we got to get them out, and I'll tell you why, because this piece here has to come out, and they're clearly in the way.
I forgot how to come out.
Here, I'll show you. I got this one out, so it's just hanging around.
So he's one.
So pull on that lever, put on that, there you go, and then you slip it back a little bit, bingo, it's out.
Did I put them right here?
I put them anywhere out of the way. Believe it or not, I'm fighting.
Perfect. Look at that.
I'm fighting this thing. I'm just trying to get this thing out of the way. Who made this? Moto Roof. Best, hands down, the best thing I ever bought. Oh, I guess it pulls. Motor was the best thing I ever bought because crap comes flying in, sand.
This one's heavier.
That one's newer, isn't that something?
Yeah.
That one's got the bent seat frame. This one doesn't.
This one's heavier.
Yet they should be the same weight.
No way.
Yeah, they're the same seat, but
Well,
they claim, and I guess they're right about this claim, that one, the second one is built better.
It's different too. Yeah, the brackets are different and everything on it.
Really?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, your steel is different.
Interesting. All right, which one?
Your handle's different too a little bit.
Down this way. The more times I take this thing apart, the less push pins there are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, real estate? I have no idea. You're probably trying to get a hold of me for my car's extended warranty.
Yep.
Thank you for choosing MasterCard, Visa, and Discover.
Shim.
Go away. Yeah. All I can tell you about the primary cover is you get it off the primary clutch first, then the secondary clutch. You're basically trying to fold this thing against itself. Oh, good thing I've grabbed the whole set. It's neither. It's giving me something smaller, like an 11. It's some odd. Polaris uses some oddballs. Like, they use the 16 and 11s on them.
I like putting the back so you know where
Sure
you're at.
enough, it's 11.
I put your wrenches back so you know which ones are which.
That's cool.
I
I
know.
like the way you think.
I roll that way. One thing about nice having a video on it, you know what you took off. Work backwards.
You know, I already had way more than this taken off when I got Polaris certified when I replaced the wiring harness. So, alright, hang on. We can either take off this bar and get it out of the way.
That's what I do. Just take that bar off.
Now, hey, just to let you know, it seems to me to get the bar on, last time... Oh, that's a breather.
Yeah.
Seems to me to get this bar on, I had to use a come along to compress it together.
Because of your framing me.
Yeah, because the frame wanted to spring outward for some reason.
So we got come-ons.
Oh, so yeah, we got cut. All right, so let's just, all right. That looks like 12 or 13 on the impact. It says take all this stuff off that we did. I brought it along just for, we follow the manual explicitly, YouTube. I want to lick my finger to get the paper, but I don't want to taste dust. I don't want to taste the dust. Intake valve clearance is 15 thousandths on the intake and 20 thousandths on the exhaust, plus or minus 5 thousandths of a millimeter. So anyway, and well, we could stick a wrench in there if you can't turn it by hand. But so turn it counterclockwise as you're looking at it. Keep going. I may have to pull the spark plugs out just to get it so.
I'm just going slow. I can turn it.
Yep, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Right there, perfect.
It's not totally loose.
Hmm?
You sure it's perfect?
Yeah. When we got the heel of the cam,
Okay.
it's just this guy that I've got to check.
Okay.
So. Oh. So that's probably right at the end of the spec right there. 18. Let's call that 118. Okay, YouTube, I pulled off the cam caps, and I've got a wire on here on the timing chain itself. I've gone ahead and given myself some cheater reference marks. Let's get a flashlight on that. Cheater reference marks just so that this can line up, because the engine doesn't want, the valves are keeping me from putting this thing on top dead center. So if you look down this hole, hopefully you can see it. There's a gold mark down there. That's my new top dead center reference mark. It's insofar as how I've got everything lined up. So now what I'm trying to do is, if Mark would be so willing to get in here and look at this, is I think I'm going to grab a couple of those. There's a cam follower that goes on here, so I've already removed that. So now I'm just going to screw these bolts in so I get some kind of leverage. A little bit.
Oh, light just shut off. I hate that about this camera.
Yeah, I do that. It's so. And then, oops, I know what I want to do. I want to pull out the cam tensioner. Take the tension off the cam chain. Should be a spring follower. There's two kinds. There's one that's hydraulic, and there's one that's, oh my gosh, don't lose that bolt, Eric. And there's the spring kind, like I just got. No. Swing. All right, saved it. I didn't expect it to come out that fast, but. The cam tensioner completely off. I'm trying to get my fingers on this. This is awkward. In high performance racing motorcycle applications, we just take this out and drill it out with a bolt and a lock nut. And so our bolt and a lock nut becomes our cam tensioner. So it can't wear out the teeth, you know what I mean, on this cute little pole. Set these aside. This should come straight out. If it might need a whack. It's coming down. The hammer is in use again. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. The whole thing came out. Good. Bad when you pull it up, there's no pull.
Chain's loose.
Yeah, and the chain's loose. So now we should be able to. There we go. What are we hung up on? Oh.
No, nuts are most
I didn't pull them all the way out, did I? Okay. Okay, and then, so, here, hand me that. On this side, the book says replace these bolts every time you pull the cam sprockets off. So apparently they must stretch when you torque them on. So I'm going to have to replace those. I don't have those today. So next step is I'm going to take those off and pull the cams out. Good news, you can finagle the chain without having to take these sprockets off the cams, which is nice. Yay! Okay, so now what I got to do is pull out each one of these buckets and figure out what size they are, and then correspond them to what I measured so I can get the right buckets to shim the valves correctly. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got, as we're sitting in the vehicle facing forward, here's the left side exhaust valves, the right side exhaust valves, left side intakes, right, and the right side intakes. And so I've got, this is our actual valve lash, and our spec is 0.020 millimeters plus or minus 5, and our spec on the intake is 0.15 plus or minus 5. And what our ideal here is to park these specs dead center. So what we got to do now is take a magnet and let's see if we can't just grab, come on, come out and play. There you go. See how easy that is? On the inside is our friggin' number. And there's no number. What the heck? Oh, come on, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay, YouTube, how you determine your shim stock is you take your actual measurement. In this case, I have valve lash of 0.033 millimeters, and my dead center spec on the exhaust side is 20. So I take 3.3 minus 20, I get 0.13. Okay, YouTube, I want you to follow me here. The actual valve lash, as measured, is 0.33 millimeters. And since this is on the exhaust side and we want to adjust it as near as we can get it to 0.02 millimeters, and the existing tappet shim is a 4.62 millimeter, in other words a 462, in order to tighten up the valve lash, we must add the excess lash to the new tappet shim by adding 0.13 millimeters. So 4.62 millimeter becomes a 4.75 millimeter shim stock, or a 475. So in order to correct the valve lash and get it to the optimum setting, we have to put in a new 475 shim stock. Understand? 1.3. My shim stock, it was a 462, so divide that by 100, it's 4.62. Okay, and so that I add the 13.13 to that, I end up with 4.75. I multiply that back on up. I don't know why they have you dividing by 100 and multiplying by 100. That's what I optimally want. I look over on my shim stock available tappets list, and I see I have a 475, and okay, that's what I want. The exhaust is all more or less in the same range, and so I want 475 shims. Again, the intake is all roughly in the same range too. I can adjust, even though 3 of them are in, actually all 4 of them are technically in spec, but I can optimize 3 of those intake valves by putting on a 4.95 shim, again, using the same methodology. Now my 10 millimeter on the intake, my optimum spec is 0.15 millimeters, right? So it takes a 492 shim, that's what I found in there. And so what I want is a smaller, a thinner tappet, and I can't find one. What I'd like to find is a 487, but if you look on the chart, the only thing that's available is a 492 that it's got, or a 482. So either I loosen this thing all the way up to the maximum loose range, or I keep it right where it's at. And so I've decided I'm just gonna let that one buck. So anyway, that's how you do the math. Okay, YouTube, the parts have come in, and thank gosh, these new ones are stamped. Let's get some light in here. Can you see that? 475. Ooh, the new ones are really easy to read. And then the part number is the same on all of these. It's 5138477 dash whatever the spacer is. So this is 487, so they've rounded it up, 488, and this is 495, and so on and so forth. So that's how you can tell it's just the same part number with a dash, and then the differences. And thankfully, like, this 488 wasn't available in the book. 488 was not an option, but somebody must have run into the same problem I was running into, and they started adding some of these weird half sizes so you could shim the valves correctly. This is a 475, sure is. Okay, so all of these are the exhaust size to get them adjusted correctly, or to become 475s. And as you recall, that one was tough. Don't know why. Oh,
I got a squirter of oil. Do you want oil on them?
No, I'm just looking at a little rusticle there. That one went in nice. Not to be confused with, you know what I mean? Here, we'll set them on this clean piece of paper over by you until I've gone through them all. Huh?
8 total?
Yeah, that's 8 total, so. Alright, the valves are technically shimmed, so now.
That's how I wanted to.
Oh, here's where I need that assembly lube. So here you are with the lube. So, burp. You're not.
Is this coming out?
No, but I saw some schmiggy sitting there.
It was, but I mean.
Failure to lube, man.
Let me see.
Hey, YouTube, if somebody wants to sponsor me and Mark and I with a oil gun that works, please let us know. we are eager to get one that works.
Cute little oil gun, man.
What? It worked the last time I used it, and now
I don't know.
not so much. All right. Hey Mark, can you just hand me that out of the cam, please? No, just untie myself. Hang on, I had it right, but I let go and then I don't know, I'll put it tooth again. Oh, come on.
Unless you, unless. Ow! Holy smokes, I think it pushes you.
What?
This freaking oil got me. Yeah, here.
Okay, hand me that. Yeah, thanks.
What about you and a knife? I think a lot of them get some. Yeah, it worked before. I don't know.
I gotta take a siesta from bending over. Start thinking about screwing these little guys back in. Okay, we start throwing our parts in here. Again, we should be using assembly lube, but we don't have any, so we're just leaving things greasy. Whoops. I'll leave that one there. I'll leave that there. We'll just lightly run these down. I want to make sure that I wanted to have this on the light setting. Is this not the right size? Oh, how's this? Look at. Hey, YouTube, things happen. Here, I bet you it'll work better now. What is the torque spec on this? Okay, so the spec is 7 foot-pounds, so we'll spin my torque wrench up to, is it 84? Sometimes 12 is what, 84? This is the table for the torque reference, which will now orientate the right way. So they want us to start out by going they don't have any half steps or anything on this. You know, some of these I just want to get on a little snugger.
Nothing. Oh, you're gonna do the impact though?
Yeah, well, I'm just running things down a little bit more. So, oh come on, still not tight enough to create enough drag torque?
Oh, see it.
Got a little bit of drag torque.
Interestingly enough, I do not see it on the table.
Don't worry about it. Okay, so here's number 1. Here's number 2. And then 3 is this guy right here. 4. 5. I guess it's going to be loose. 6. 7. 8. Oh, the guy's going back here for 9. 9. And 10. Mark had rightly complained that my other 1/4 inch torque wrench was hard to read, so I went and bought a new one. I would have loved to have found a bar style, but I tell you what, this one's pretty obvious. Okay, so that's 50 inch-pounds right there. That's 40 inch-pounds right there. That's pretty easy. This is an E-torque. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in it. This is my first time using it. I tell you what, it is child's play to use, and it is worlds better than the chintzy one I had before. So anyway, E-torque. We may resume conversation. Okay. Hopefully you can see what I'm about to do here. I got this in the vise. I'm just going to try to... Yeah. It's frozen. So, over garage, Mark's garage, he doesn't have brass drifts and he doesn't have rubber grips for a vise. Heck, his vise isn't even bolted down. So, but anyway... I have no idea why that thing was stuck, but it sure was stuck. And I didn't want to risk trying to shove a screwdriver while holding it, and if I missed, and shove a screwdriver into my hand. So came back to my place, do it the right way, and free it up. Okay, so now it's free to pull up and go down. And boy, it sure was stuck there. So, anyway. That's the way it rolls. Alright, back to Mark's place. Mark's place is 6 miles away, so this was a little bit of an annoying thing to have to go do, YouTube. Anyway, off I go. Okay, YouTube, hopefully you can see this. I'm back from going back to my garage, and now I know a couple of more Christmas gifts I can give Mark. Rubber, doing this one-handed. There we go. And then this is the crank position sensor wire that's in my way right there. Okay, so it goes in there. Yay. And then silver dollar. Oh, we're recording, we're playing music. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. I'll just keep talking, so YouTube's algorithm, I can't detect music. It's a no fun zone. It's even more fun for me because I'm doing this all offhanded, so all mechanics are somewhat ambidextrous. It's a true story. True story. All right. I'm gonna use both hands for the second screw because, well, that's the way I roll. So I'm gonna be sticking in the spring that tensions the timing chain tensioner, and when I pulled it out, it came at me like, you know, like a spider monkey. I wasn't expecting it. So it's.
I had the camera backwards.
It is. That's fine. I don't care. I can fix that in post-op.
I was looking at it. I'm like, why is this camera pointing at me?
Hey, for the record, I haven't had any beer today, but Mark may have had one. One.
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, I got it started. I got to get a wrench on that. I have no idea what size it is. 12, 13? I don't know.
It's a 12.
I'm going to try 13 first. It's 12. You're right. Can I spin this by hand?
Yeah, a lot more.
You'd think I'd be able to. I'm fighting this washer. Yeah. This curiously well-machined bolt.
You're going to edit this video because you just screwed in a bolt right now.
I know.
People do not
Behold, screwing.
Want to see it? Freaking.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm holding this camera forward. I'm like thinking, we're wasting a lot of valuable time.
Right, so righty, tighty, lefty, loosey. What was the torque spec on this? 10 foot-pounds?
7 to 9, I believe.
7 to 9? Okay, so here. I think I could get this. I think I got enough space for it. See, that's why I grabbed 2 wrenches, so I could get enough torque. There we go. See that?
Yep.
Yeah. That's the pro.
Perfect.
That's the pro.
And now, we got the tame tensioner in.
Now we got to spin this thing a couple of times and then check time.
Right. But
Okay, so the next thing we got to do is put in this new spark plugs, and we shoved quarter part of a rag. I'm trying to video and pull the rag out at the same time. So I've got an old SPS1 Mac Tools spark plug installer. I've been literally using this tool for 30 years. It is the best thing since butter bread for starting spark plugs. Alright. So off camera we rotated the engine 720 degrees, and we confirmed that our timing marks are good. You have to have somebody holding the clutch against the valve springs to keep it from rotating to confirm the time. And the timing mark, I'm going to try to show that to you if it rolled away. Now you can see it there. You see that little tick? That's it. That is the timing mark. No, excuse me. No, it did roll away. That little tick is just a piece of gook. So, anyway. Okay, so we've torqued down the guide, the timing chain, and I thought we'd, before I forget,
Where's the butt that? Huh? Where's the butt that play?
Boy.
Where's the ball? Find the ball.
these
There's
are,
one of your balls in the yard, I swear to God.
oh, come on. There you go. Must be a real spark plug wrench. It's got a rubber snub right in there. This is why I have an extension at my toolbox that positively locks sockets on. You have to, it locks things on. So anyway, there's that. And then while we're thinking of it, let's put the crank position sensor back in here. Oh, kind of wipe off the schmigma that's gathered up around here with our fingertip. Okay, that guy goes in there, and a little tiny bolt that I don't know what it looks like, but I'll know it when I see it. Yeah, why record that? All right, so now we're at the point we got to see if the engine will run. We've adjusted the valves, got the valve cover on, did the little oil thing that I wanted to do, and we're going to start her up. I'll get to the key and the brake. Hey YouTube, so all that's left now is just to put all the plastic parts, the Tupperware and whatnot on. I've already got another video of that when I burned my wiring harness down, and I have that all in on another video. So that's the easy part, but this is how you do a valve shimming job. And I tell you what, if you want to see more, then subscribe. And if you like this video, then by all means give me a thumbs up. And if you want to tell me you know something better, then comment. Anyway, until we meet again, YouTube, bye-bye.